Victoria 3's Dev Diary number 7, entitled Laws, was posted on July 22, 2021. In it, we were given a preview of the system through which you may change the fabric of your nation. Laws are split into 3 major categories: power structure, economy, and human rights, each containing 7 subcategories, and each of those containing up to half a dozen options when it comes to how your nation operates. Power structure laws determine who holds the power to control various aspects of the nation. The subcategories shown here are governance principles, deciding whether you're a monarchy or republic, for example; distribution of power, ranging from autocracy to oligarchy to universal suffrage; citizenship, and church and state, both of which determine which pops suffer legal discrimination; bureaucracy, and how it is run, as in whether bureaucrats are inherited positions or elected; conscription, allowing for emergency soldiers during wartime being drawn from the general populace; and internal security, which governs how anti-insurgency groups operate within your nation. Economy laws determine where your money comes from, as well as how it can be spent. The subcategories shown here are economic system, which self-explanatorily determines the principles under which your country operates, with mercantilism, isolationism, or free trade being listed as options; income tax, which decides who is taxed and to what extent; poll tax, or whether your citizens are charged a fee to vote; and colonization, policing, education system, and health system, all containing laws pertaining to the control, for a cost of course, the government has within those fields. Human rights laws determine how your pops are treated, as well as how much control you have over their lives. The subcategories shown here are free speech, which can be restricted to control the interest groups while simultaneously limiting your nation's innovations; labor rights, including laws governing serfdom and workplace safety; children's rights and rights of women, which will have an impact on shifting the workforce-dependent split; welfare, allowing you to take care of your nation's poor and disabled, again for a cost; migration, impacting, obviously, migration; and slavery, again, obviously determining the legality of slavery within the nation. It's important to note that due to this feature being spoken on so early in the development process, some of the actual laws and categories are prone to change. That's an important detail to keep in mind. Regardless, this system as it stands serves to be highly customizable. Any manner of combinations can be created, as laws are almost always independent from one another. The game's beginning will see each country's laws set to reflect the real-world policies of their 1836 governments. The USA's separation of church and state may lure immigrants seeking to leave their not-so-progressive homes. As such, some countries may be motivated to conquer or colonize in order to build a workforce, rather than changing their laws to snatch up other nations' displeased pops. That, however, is an option. Laws are not set in stone, and you can attempt to shape your nation in a plethora of ways. You won't be the only one trying to shape your country, of course. Each interest group has its own agenda, which impacts the laws they support. You can use this to your advantage, passing laws in the hopes of gaining their favor. The mechanism in place to change laws seems straightforward. Any reform which is supported by at least one of your government's interest groups can be clicked on. From there, the amount of time for it to pass depends on your government's legitimacy, as well as the supporting interest group's clout versus the interest groups opposing. Having many interest groups represented in your government will result in more options being available, but will also make it a longer process to make those options a reality. I am Nick Applesauce, and that is just the facts of Dev Diary 7.